morning shift.
Anything
could happen.
Sudbury News Talk on the morning shift.
Oh my goodness. We have our new setup here today and it's a little bit discombobulated so far. So you were looking at a Nick as we first came on, so you know she's on the show today, which I also said yesterday when I put out the apology that we weren't on yesterday due to technical difficulties. We had a machine malfunction, a large piece of machinery that was very important to the sound on the show.
If only people could see what happens behind the scenes and all the wires that happen for this to go live. It's kind of impressive.
It's a lot of stuff. It
Mm.
looks really simple, like in the video, right? like when you just see like this what you're looking at, or if you're listening.
Like, oh yeah, just put a camera in front of your face, right?
Yeah, just
Yeah,
yeah.
no.
No, there's a lot of wires and
There was a bit of panic yesterday.
yeah, craziness. So, anyways, I'm glad that
Is it a full moon?
I don't.
I feel like stuff always happens over a
we're
full moon.
coming up to a big
Or like a
astrological
Mercury
event,
retrograde or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm
Uh,
sure that has something to do with things. Usually, does. I know my stepfather was a paramedic, and he said pretty much every full moon. That's not a myth that
No.
the emergency room is packed on a full moon because people get in weird accidents and things like that. So, no, it's real. Things do happen on the full moon. So I'm going to get everybody's comments ready to go here. Thanks for joining us, Sudbury News Talk. Even though we got a bit of an interesting start here today, there are still some things that kind of aren't making some sense in some ways.
Oh, surprise, surprise.
Yeah. But we went through pretty much everything last night, Billy and myself. We have a whole new setup here. So the last setup was very interesting because it was all kinds of wires and machinery and software and iPads and laptops and you name it.
We got rid of a few pieces.
Oh, that's great. Simplified.
We very much simplified. And I bought this kind of mixer like made for podcasters a while back on Kickstarter, like years ago.
And you got to try it today?
Now I get to use it,
Wow.
but I can't find us on Facebook Live right now, so I don't know what's going on.
We are live.
Well, how come it's not here on my feed?
Well, you're on my feed. Go refresh your page.
I keep doing it.
Oh.
So, anyways, I'll do this. Oh, you're right. I'll go on it, then I'll refresh it. Is what it is. Okay. But thanks for joining us on CKLU. All that to say, we're live. You didn't even need to know all that stuff, but you know what? We have a core group here, and I was really appreciative of the comments yesterday when we weren't on, and I shared that we'll be back tomorrow, and all the the likes and things like that, and we really appreciate that. We know we have our core group of listeners and viewers, and we're
And if
very
people would
thankful for
only know what people do after the show, like they like run to work,
that. Oh, I know, yeah, because we're on,
Yeah.
7:30 to 8:30, and it is kind of tight for work if you work like a 9 to 5. Okay, yeah, thanks, Nancy. Yeah, thanks for letting us know that we are there. I just had to refresh the page. We're on live CKLU on the radio as usual between 7:30 and 8:30 every morning. We're also audio if you have the Firefox browser, you can listen to CKLU online. Download the Radio Player Canada app. You can listen to us that way. Facebook Live, YouTube Live at facebook.com/Sudbury News, youtube.com/Sudbury News. I know when Anik is on, she shares the living daylights out of the show. And so thanks for joining us if you are all over the world. We appreciate you being here. Some of the things we do talk about will have an impact for you as well. We don't just keep it local, although how it impacts us local is the angle, but some of the things we do talk about have a universal flavor to it as well. So good morning, Anik. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Getting up, I know I kind of startled you this morning and said, "Hey, are you coming in?" You're like, "Well, I just woke up." So
Here I am. Good thing I live 3 minutes away.
That's
I
right.
just put some lipstick on. Let's go. If you only saw my pants.
Yeah, I did offer you to stay at home and just come on that way, but I do kind of, it is better
It's better when I come in.
when you're in the studio.
Yeah.
And welcome, Billy. Thank you very much for being on,
My pleasure.
and the fact that we are on is thanks to you. So
Go
you
Billy. Go
you-
Billy.
are the reason why we are
Well,
on
it was
today.
it was a team effort, you know.
Well, I mean, I was your assistant, so you were like, plug the cord in there. Okay. So at least I can take directions half decently. Anyways, let's get started with a little bit of weather and see if all of our controls and everything are working, and we'll be back really shortly. Here is some weather. 14 degrees currently, 99% humidity, so cool but humid. Today mainly cloudy, 30% chance of showers early this morning, but beginning early. Showers beginning early this morning. Risk of the thunderstorm as well. And there's fog. There's a warning actually for fog, which is weird. It's not usually there unless there's like a really hot and cold kind of different thing going on. But anyways, if it's foggy out there, it's because there's a warning, and pay attention to driving conditions and things like that. Tonight, partly cloudy, 60% chance of showers, and the low will be about 11, and today's high will be 21. Looking at the little bit of the extended forecast, tomorrow, chance of showers, high of 22, and yeah, Saturday and Sunday looking nice, so can't really complain about that. 26 and 28.
That's some good temperature right there.
Love it.
30's
Love it.
pushing it.
Yeah.
26 is nice.
Yes, for sure. And here's a look at your satellite. This is what's going on in the skies over you. So that's a bit of your weather, and we'll be back.
It's pretty cool.
It is very cool. Well, humid and cool. We'll be right back. And here we are back again. Again, I apologize for the way that the captions are, the sizes of our screens. It's just because it's the only thing that works at the moment. Because other than that, we'd be all squished, and then our heads would be half cut off, because that's just the way the solution that I'm using currently is. So, anyways,
It's because we're 3 people.
we're 3 people.
It's awkward.
We're the odd fellows.
Yeah.
It's an odd number.
Yeah.
And when you hear us talking about these things, you'll know even more how odd we can be. But anyways, there's all kinds of things that we'll be talking about today. Because we never had a show yesterday, there's some things we, never had a chance really to talk about, but maybe we'll get to some of those things. But I usually just share what's going on our Facebook page. So I'll refresh it. And we share the headlines of the day, and then we go into the good, the bad, and the ugly of it. And we'll break it down basically. So it always refreshes it in terms of, and it makes the screen smaller. So I got to go back to that. Here we are, and there you are. And so here's the headline of the day. And if you're in Canada, this should have some kind of, should be aware of this anyways. There is a guy walking across the country for PTSD.
Who's that?
It's the Chad Kennedy.
Oh, did you guys ever talk about the other guy that
We
walked?
did.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah. For
So
sure.
this guy's walking too.
For PTSD, to support police officers and emergency responders
That's awesome.
for stuff that they're kind of, have to deal with on a day-to-day
And
basis.
I've known a lot of people in the industry, and there's a little bit more support today, but for a really long time, like 5 years ago and
Yeah.
previous, there was zero support for them. They'd have to go back to work right away.
Oh, I know.
And
Yeah.
it's like you just, saw a child die on the street. It's
Yeah.
like, I'd like some time off and some therapy, please.
So the headline that Sudbury Star came up with was C to C for PTSD.
What?
C to C, like he's walking across the country
Okay.
from C
Yeah.
to C.
I think that's the actual name of the
Campaign thing?
president and founder of C to C for
Oh.
PTSD
Well, there you go.
is Chad Kennedy.
Oh, even his name
Oh,
rhymes with it.
okay.
Yeah,
That's pretty awesome. Okay.
Well, that's cool.
it
More people
works.
need to do things.
I think so.
You know,
Should we walk across the country for
I'm
something?
not interested.
Okay.
But
We'll just talk about stuff.
yeah, let's just talk about stuff. We can maybe like talk about something for 24 hours, you know, and
Yes.
like raise funds for something and just stay online for 24 hours,
Similar. It's like
something like that.
stay online-a-thon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And see how long we can go without falling asleep.
Yeah. We could all
Oh,
take
no.
breaks. We have a couch.
Yes. So Tina's saying we're off air. It's
No.
always a thing.
No, I'm still
Well,
on.
meaning CKLU air.
Oh,
Not sure why. Doesn't make any sense.
Hmm.
so Billy,
So-
how
You got some green lights going on in those little VU meters in the.
Yeah, we
Yep.
got
the
we got
green
that.
lights?
We got the
Wow.
green lights. And who knows why? I don't know. Well, I'll check that out while we're
Discussing.
while we're doing stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyways, you can check this guy out. I don't know if any of you guys have any more information than what we have. But
Well, there's a little bit more. You want me to just kind of go through some of the other headlines?
yeah, for sure. That'd be great.
'Cause, we got, let's see, Pauline Fortin's withdrawal
Yep.
leaves two candidates vying for Ward 4, including incumbent Jeff McCausland and political newcomer Alice Norquay. Sorry, did I say Norquay? That's right, I think. So a withdrawal, as she likens Greater Sudbury to Titanic. And
All right.
some good imagery there.
For sure.
Sudbury bookkeeper stole to feed drug habit.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
s-
Yes.
Yeah.
I did see that.
And
one.
more political news. Ward 11 councillor Bill Leduc blames the candidate running against him with costing the city a new arena, while Christopher Duncanson Hales
Hales,
contends he has nothing to apologize for in his opposition to the Kingsway Entertainment District and its associated casino. So I guess it's mostly about the casino.
Yeah.
The
Well, this is going to be interesting because basically it's going to see if people are for it or against it, right? To who they vote for. So that you can't get a better kind of thing to show us if their riding wants a casino. So if they
Okay.
vote for him, it means they don't want it. If they
Who?
vote well, Christopher Duncanson
wants the
Hales
casino?
doesn't want the casino. He's been really against it.
Okay.
And the incumbent, the one who's in there now, wants it.
'Kay.
So they're basically going to go head to head. If whoever wants it is going to vote for the incumbent, and whoever doesn't want it will probably vote for him.
There's pros and cons, to a
Yeah.
casino.
Yeah, and is that really going to be the big issue in that, especially if it's a ward where you have like a lot of other things that are on the table there, right? Some might have ideas for parks here and stuff, and
Yeah, like that's why I would be open to it, because then there'd be other things to go. Like I don't really like to gamble, and a lot of people, it's like a problem, you know. People
Yeah.
are already going to start losing their houses with the interest going up. We don't really need something to enable them to lose even more money, but it can
Yeah.
create a lot of jobs. And then like entertainment could come to Sudbury. Like if the arena would just open up there, personally, I'm pro. Let's build a new arena.
Yeah, exactly.
I like roulette.
yeah, I mean, a lot of people like gambling. It's I wonder what the margin is of people that have a problem compared to,
Just playing.
you know,
Well, some of the debate is we already have a casino and it's in Chelmsford.
Yeah.
and-
yeah,
but it's not like a
there's no roulette
super.
there.
Yeah, it's not a
Just-
full blown
No.
casino. It's like a
No blackjack.
racetrack slots kind of thing. So it's a limited. You can only do so many things in it.
What about our viewers? Do you guys want the casino?
Yeah, that's a good question. Do you think it's good for a community too, as well, to have the funding dollars of a casino? Do you think it's more detrimental to have possibly people that have gambling addictions and the strain that it has on society? Do you think the give is more than the get, or the take is more than the
Would be interesting to look at the actual data of a casino in a community, if it actually creates more issues or if it creates more jobs or opportunities. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a spectrum
sure.
there because I think it has devastated communities, but in some cases it's probably been very beneficial too. So it's probably across the board. But it's one of those things too. Like I think if you bring it into a community that doesn't, have a casino already, it's almost like that when something's new, that's when people get burned on something. It takes
Right.
a little bit of time for life lessons to settle in.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Mm.
Now, again, having it downtown would have been a lot different too, like where it's placed. So if it's, kind of out on the outskirts, they say that it's probably better because you have to drive to it. You have to think a couple times,
Yeah, you can't just take a easy
Yeah.
access bus to it.
Yeah.
So
Could take a
it's
bus, but yeah, it's not as central. You know
right.
what I mean? But yeah,
It's people that can actually afford. Someone's phone's on.
yeah, that's me.
Someone actually like if people can afford their vehicles, it's a different demographic. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, it's true. Like being downtown and having accessible, so people with, if you were, let's say, having government assistance, let's say, as your income,
Yeah, you shouldn't be going to the casino.
right? Because you would get your check and you say, well, you know what, I could probably double what I have.
Yeah,
And
and
unfortunately,
it's just a walk.
yeah, it's a temptation at least, right?
Yeah.
I have the impression that a lot of the lottery players are kind of like the low income because there's a sense of maybe desperation that that hope is what sort of fuels them to keep
Right.
them going, and so they got to play the lottery this week because
They could win.
this could be the week that turns around.
Yeah,
It's
no,
true. Lee says it's not important to her.
no,
She doesn't care for the casino.
no. Jerome, all the efforts for online gambling, which is growing rapidly. Yeah. What use is a casino kind of thing when people can do it online?
I don't like online. No,
Yeah.
I just feel there's a computer algorithm that's just slowly taking. At least with a casino, there's
You're
like
playing
there's a
against
real
the
ball
yeah.
going around the wheel,
Yeah.
and it's like
Yeah.
unless they have like a little pedal with a magnet, it's there's a
Yeah.
little more random chance to it.
It's true.
For sure. Well, Christopher Duncanson Hales, he went through a program that I used to teach at, and Nick went through the same program, and he had a counseling service that he launched, a business. And so I'm familiar with him as a person, worked with him at Learning Initiative. And he's very educated, comes from an education background, university system kind of thing. And I think he has a bit of a religious side too, as well, argument for, the detriment that it might have on our society as a whole, like the foundational.
It would be really
Okay.
cool to have him on the show and share his perspective.
Well, yeah, especially since he's running, and we've already made a pledge to have as many the candidates on, mayoral or,
Yeah.
the counselors running or in the position currently, to come on and have their views heard. Miles says, I think getting better concerts here is a plus, and I do agree with that.
Yeah. So that's why I would be more pro for the casino is if it brings in entertainment.
And it will.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe they'll just be like, let's
Mhm.
build an arena right next to it.
Yeah, then.
You know?
Exactly. So you never know. And that's what's going to happen now is because they've decided not to go ahead with CAD. They've decided to keep the Sudbury Arena. They just announced a new Jumbotron, by the way, $600,000 Jumbotron in the old arena.
But didn't he pay for it?
He paid for it.
Yeah.
Had to. City's not going to pay for that.
No.
I don't. Well, again, I have no idea. They're building $100 million libraries.
Not
I don't
fixing
know.
our roads.
Yeah.
$100 million
Yeah, 100 million.
for books.
That's a lot of millions. Well, no, libraries are more than books these days, and apparently libraries are a thing for the cities that are probably in good financial condition
We are not.
to kind of leave a legacy with a nice library kind of thing, state of the art.
I didn't know we were financially stable as a city.
We're not.
Yeah.
We're going more and more and more into deficit and debt.
Oh, Manor City.
So, yeah. But again, this election will be interesting. So that in Ward 11, stay tuned for that one. That's going to be great, and it'll be great for the show if we can get both of them. Imagine we can get both of them on at the same time.
At the same time?
Whoa! So now you have not only a debate between candidates for the riding, you also have basically a casino debate at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Can we? How many people can we have on the show?
We could have lots.
Yeah, they could
Okay.
join in from home.
Okay.
almost
indefinitely, right?
limitless. Yeah, I think we can have 1 million people on the show, but that would be really hard.
To see our little faces.
Yeah, it'd be like Yeah, a little mosaic of really small people there. But no, we could have
Okay,
we have the capacity to have a
cool.
robust conversation with quite a few people.
Let's do that.
Yeah, if we had everybody on. You
Should
got
we?
5 minutes to speak.
Yeah, should
Your
we?
turn.
And not tell them that the other guy's coming on the show.
Oh, wow. Surprise! Guess who's on? No.
Your competition.
No, I think we should just tell them and
No, I know.
they'd be cool with that, I'm sure.
Just a little bit more excitement.
Yeah.
For the show.
They're probably both very well researched on their part, so
Yeah.
you get a really good
Yeah, they might.
education on the whole
They might sway
big
us.
picture, right?
Yeah, no. Well, that's the thing. That's what the reason for this show is.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically I have an opinion because I'm a human being, but I don't feel necessarily I need to
Stuck to that.
die
opinion.
on my sword for that opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, if you do make some good points, that's exactly
I will sway my
what-
opinion.
I will, because that's how opinions are made, by really good made arguments that have a lot of
I also think that takes
Facts, yeah.
courage as a human for you to be able to change your opinion
Yeah.
with more information. I don't think enough humans actually do that. They feel like because they've thought a certain way for so long, they
Yeah.
get just so stuck to it.
Yeah.
But it takes courage to actually open that up.
Yeah, I'm constantly trying to change Billy's mind, but it's really hard. It's really hard.
Yeah, I've said Kiss is okay.
The band.
Yeah.
The band Kiss.
The band Kiss, yeah.
Just for
But
clarification.
I always think of that kind of debate where it's like, someone insults the Stones when I'm 7 years old, and I just right away it's like, yeah, well,
Your band.
Kiss sucks. And
That's right.
then, for the next 45 years, I'm going, well, Kiss sucks. I've got that.
Right. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Kiss hater.
All right,
I think a lot of political positions are like that too,
Yes. Or just since you were liberal.
Oh, yeah,
because
that's-
your
Mhm.
parents
Exactly.
were liberal. You
That's
hate
exactly right.
Republicans or
Or kinds of cars. Chevys.
Yeah,
Chevy
Ford.
sucks.
Yeah.
It's interesting how we get into these
It's true.
types of ruts. Although Ford does suck. But anyways, okay.
What else is going on in the news, boys?
I know. This next one's good, Billy, if you got that one about the 11-year-old musician. It's kind of neat.
Yeah. So let's see. Her name's Emmy Peralta. I think I said that right. 11-year-old singer and musician who released a new video covering popular Grammy award-winning song "Driver's License."
Mm.
Do you guys know that song, "Driver's License"?
I don't. Do you?
I
Do you want
don't.
to sing it?
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I was hoping Billy could sing it. But yeah, you can actually listen to her song. Sudbury.com, the story we shared, has a link there, and you could listen to the song. She's 11 years old, and
I
she's
will-
recording stuff.
I will check that out.
It's
An
kinda cool.
11-year-old,
Yeah.
The video
passionately doing something is cool.
Yeah.
is a birthday present to her best friend.
Oh, that's even better. Yeah, really cool. These are the kind of local stories that are really, really awesome.
Are we talking about?
And-
Okay, sorry. Go
Yeah.
on.
No.
Go ahead.
We're gonna talk about the hospital.
Yeah.
Okay, that's on the news. Okay.
Oh, it's on the news. For
Dun,
sure.
dun,
It's one of
dun,
yesterday's
dun.
stories.
Yeah,
That's
but it's
right,
big
that's-
deal.
It is a big deal.
That's
Hospitals.
the Sudbury.com page, right? I'll just go down your page a little bit
Yeah.
more here. We got photo radar in Toronto captures 54,200 speeders, which isn't really local at the moment, but I think it's getting local.
It
They-
is.
They have I think they have a thing set up that they're.
They do.
A speed camera?
Yeah.
A couple of them. They've said which
I thought that was
intersections-
illegal in Ontario.
Well, look, 54,000 speeders.
They need to make some extra money.
Some of them were caught 17 times, the same person.
This is not fair.
No,
And everyone
Yeah.
speeds
kind
like
of thing.
Yeah.
on the
No,
highway.
Not everyone, but
Like most people, if you're just following traffic,
kind of thing.
that's not fair.
And you can't do that, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, that's not an excuse to the police officer.
And also, they can't even prove who's in the vehicle. That's why you have to fight your ticket. Because
Well-
sometimes they can't prove who's in the vehicle. So
But-
if you were driving my car, I shouldn't be paying for a speeding
right.
ticket.
If it's photo.
That's
Oh.
why they
Unless they can get some facial recognition.
Yeah,
going.
that's why they were throwing
Oh.
this out. Because people are like, I'm not even the one that drove my car.
So this is probably going to be the argument coming up shortly for the facial recognition to come in, because people are going to be upset.
My gosh.
I'm getting tickets. We need facial recognition so you don't get tickets for no reason.
Yeah, but I guarantee
and they want that.
at every set of lights, I would say the vast majority, like upwards of 90%, are going above the posted speed limit when they go through a set of lights.
A
Like
red
think about
light.
here, like in like the
A red-
valley to town, it's like I mean, everywhere you go, it's
Well,
essentially 20 over is the real
it's a regular,
ticket margin, right?
right? So
Yeah.
just go 19 or 15 over.
Mhm.
But you shouldn't be getting a ticket. Like, wonder where are they giving the ticket here? Is it 5 over, 10 over?
Yeah, they
Or is
do
it,
say 5 between.
ouch?
So between if you're 5 over and 19 over, something like that,
Like,
they have like a
I would,
scale.
I would be pro 19 over, you get
Yeah.
a ticket. Because,
Oh yeah, like
Mhm.
speeding.
yeah,
Right.
man,
Yeah,
just
I
more
guess.
control, guys. Just more control.
And now it's just one size fits all, and then a lot of weird things happen when you do that. Like this is the whole idea of big government to me. Like
Yeah.
these one size fits all thing. That's the we're going to get into healthcare, but so I'll save my comments in that regard for that. But whenever you have huge government with these one size fits all programs, they have it really does cause a lot of you know these things where yeah, but I was doing yeah sorry, it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
You just got to pay it. So yeah, so we're having photo radar coming to Sudbury. That's why I shared that story just to show they've already introduced it in Toronto. These are the results they're getting. So you can just imagine how many tickets we're going to be giving out here in Sudbury. So the police can be freed up to do
But
other things.
maybe people don't speed as much in Sudbury because the potholes are just so bad.
Yeah.
And it's like it that's just what I don't find fair in the world is just they make all these rules and they punish us, but when they do something bad, nobody gets punished. Like why are our
Yeah.
roads the way they are and people's vehicles are being completely damaged, but there's nobody taking responsibility for that.
No, I understand, and that's exactly right. We've talked to no end about the you know being accountable if you're in politics, right? And there really isn't any like
Accountability.
like our prime minister right now is the most um, investigated prime minister of all time in Canada,
Yeah.
and nothing has been done, and he's actually broken laws, like knowingly broken laws.
I'm pretty sure Castro's his father.
Well, there are some good arguments to be made for that. So Wayne chimes in on our Facebook page. He says, "Can you imagine how much money taxpayers could save on their taxes or have them reduced if the cameras were just installed on Paris Street, Regent Street, and the bypass in Garson?
I have a question.
Plus, the police could be doing other jobs like catching criminals."
Okay,
So
sorry.
he's an advocate for it.
Right,
Yeah,
a statement. Has
Yeah.
our taxes ever dropped?
never.
Ever, ever, ever,
Have they ever gone down?
ever?
No.
No.
Oh, I
will-
don't know. Yeah. The GST and HST combined were 15%.
And it
And
went
they
down to
to
13.
13, yeah.
Do you
So
know
okay, but true, they did
Okay, once.
once. Yeah.
Taxes came for the World War, didn't it? And they were supposed
Income
to
tax,
it was supposed to leave after the war.
income tax, the kind of tax that it's a different that
Yeah.
specific type of tax
Right.
came in for
So
to support the war for sure.
usually whenever I know a lot of people are real optimists, like Billy. Billy's the optimist of the group.
Yeah.
He always sees the sunshines behind things, but I just see this and it's just more control and more money and they're just going to spend more money.
Yeah,
It would be nice
Well,
if our
I
taxes
agree.
dropped.
Yeah.
I believe we have Adam here who thinks your name is Erica.
Nope, it's a Nick.
You do look like an Erica though.
No.
You could be an Erica.
Okay, I could
Remember
be an Erica.
Erica M from Much Music, Billy?
Yeah, I do.
She does slightly resemble Erica M.
I could play her in a movie, maybe.
Yep. That's what I'm thinking in her life story.
Yeah.
A Nick as Erica M.
Mm.
But yeah, so you got a compliment there.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
Thanks.
And you just woke up too.
I did.
Not too bad. Yeah. So lots of comments coming in. Appreciate it. Photo radar works really well in Calgary, and accidents are reduced significantly. Okay.
Hmm.
I guess it's good to know the data.
There's a case. And I think it comes
Can't
down
avoid
to, yeah, are they going to nail everybody that goes 5 over, or do they have the same kind of threshold where it's like, okay, that was excessive. That was like
Yeah.
25 over.
And what if I like to have a quick takeoff too myself, and then just go to the speed.
Yeah.
And some people think, oh, hey, he's going fast, but no, I'm going as fast as anyone else. You just take a minute to get to that speed, and I take 20 seconds to get to that speed.
Yeah.
So, are they going to get a ticket because you're accelerating quicker than?
I
you
do
should?
know
I
that
have no idea.
I've almost lost my license a couple times because I have a heavy foot, and because I've gotten tickets, I don't speed as much anymore. Instead of going 30 over, I only go 20 over.
Exactly. Well, that's what everyone's saying, right?
So
Basically. So everybody is saying that on our feed today. It's interesting how Adam didn't come on here on our Facebook, but he came on our broadcast system with his comment.
Hmm.
And he's in red and everyone else is in blue.
Well, this is new.
Yeah. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe a troll, maybe a government.
Oh.
Government.
We're being spied
Yeah,
on.
could be.
It's gonna happen.
All right, Adam, expose yourself. True Adam. Anyways, yeah, so photo radar coming to our city very shortly. And looks like there's a lot of people that are in favor of it. Okay, so
Well, a lot of people are in favor with a lot of things that aren't really cool. So that doesn't really surprise me.
no, exactly. So in the news as well, the union of Laurentian University basically, did you hear that the president and vice president said they're going to retire after all of the bankruptcy is complete?
No.
They're going to retire after to show,
That they were wrong? That
they never
were,
said that, but they just said they're going to retire.
like, we didn't do our job properly and
No.
we're going to take accountability and retire?
No, they didn't say that. They just said, as a result of the bankruptcy, as soon as it's over, we're going to retire.
We are very embarrassed of what's happening.
No, never said embarrassed.
No, I know they're not saying this, but this is just like what it sounds like.
No, yeah, that's the thing. They kind of save face and just say, you know what?
But that's what happens with all these
We're going to
companies.
retire.
You know, when some a big player in a company does something or supposedly did something, then all of a sudden I'm going to step down.
Yeah, they're going to step down. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they don't say because
No, of course not.
because
they
I feel I was responsible in some way, shape, or
they don't want to ruin the reputation.
kind of thing. Because but they're going to retire and probably get probably a half decent pension. I'm thinking.
I sell Scentsy, by the way. If ever anybody needs some Scentsy, you contact this girl right here.
And you know what? Scentsy is hugely popular amongst many people who don't even know it's let's say a network marketing or
Yeah.
anything like that. It on its own stands. So if you haven't even heard of Scentsy,
It's pretty cool.
people are like, I got to get the wax. I got to get the.
Oh yeah.
Someone said Eskimo wax or something
yeah.
like that. Is that a thing?
Yeah, that's a scent
Yeah.
Eskimo, but we've changed it because it's not politically correct anymore.
Oh,
So we've
sorry.
actually changed the
Okay.
scent.
Well, I'm sorry for saying that. I
Yeah.
guess if it was offensive to anybody,
No, I
but
don't think.
that's the way they said
Yes.
it at work.
We actually have a joint special this month. It's half price, so you're getting like $500 worth of product for $65.
Whoa.
So if anybody's interested in selling Scentsy, contact this girl. But a girl in my downline, her mom worked for Laurentia. She's a teacher, and her pension is like, she passed away. She's getting like $200,000 a year, and this was just a teacher back in the day where
A pension.
a pension, $200,000 a year that now her daughter gets.
Why does your daughter get it? That's weird.
I don't know.
I don't know. There's different.
But
reasons.
I'm sure she gets a portion or maybe her savings. But anyways,
At least that's not going to bankrupt the country.
you know, like these pensions where like politicians,
Mm-hmm.
like when our politician retires, like how much money is she making in her pension? Well, it's a he.
Where, when, who?
Like just,
Lots.
it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. So again, and who's paying the money, right? If they're not working anymore or contributing, they're just taking the pension.
I'm like, what did they really do?
Well, I guess that's up to the.
They sat and had meetings.
Some people could say they did a lot, and some
Yeah.
other people, I guess
feel
that's
like
up.
a
And
lot.
you could use the argument that the data suggests that the less politicians are paid, the more corrupt they're likely to be.
Ooh.
So if you go around the world and
I've
you
heard
take the
that
really
before.
poor ones,
All right.
know,
Okay,
So-
you've changed my opinion.
I don't know, but again, it's because those countries probably can't afford to pay politicians at the time either, and it was going to be corrupt anyways. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, is
it's
Putin, so
deep.
let's
Or
put
is
out
this
a
their
deeper-rooted
argument that they're
problem, right?
giving us to pay politicians more money because they just like forged the data?
So let's just look at mainstream right now and say Putin. Is Putin not paid very much money? And is he considered corrupt in the world in mainstream?
In mainstream,
Well,
but I like
You know,
him.
in this data, would he be considered non-corrupt?
I think according to the data, he'd be statistically less likely to be.
Oh. No, but I mean, would he fit into, Putin is corrupt? Like if you had to go out and take a survey right now of everyone and say, is Putin corrupt? Do you think they'd say,
Yeah,
no, he's
but I
not
mean,
at all?
it's the whole world isn't a court of public opinion. It's
No,
got
I understand.
yeah.
Well, according to the data, like, I don't know what goes into the data. That's what I'm saying. Would Putin be in this data as someone who is non-corrupt or corrupt? That's what I'm saying. Where would he
Yeah,
fit?
he'd be in the non-corrupt
Oh,
spectrum of
wow.
the projected.
Well, someone better tell mainstream media this guy is not corrupt. He's got a bad rap. No?
Yeah. Well, you know how statistics work, right?
I
It's
do.
like a probability thing.
Yes, I do understand statistics and how statistics can be made. First of all, you got to understand where they're coming from, and then how you can spin
Yeah,
statistics as
but
well.
I think in general, and I remember a lot of the Norwegian countries.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Sweden, which I was there at one point,
You
and
were. You went there.
yeah, and I did remark at how much people have confidence in their politicians there, and there was so I kept an eye on that over the years, and it does really seem that I think it's probably changed over time because there seems to be a progression of corruption, but it was something that the politicians really did really worked for the people. Probably one of the shining examples of the world there for a while.
Definitely. Yeah, a lot of people
Couldn't say for sure
look.
now, but
They look to Scandinavia, right? They say, "Look, that's a great model," and I think it was for a while. I think it worked really well. But I think there's also now, if you continue to study it, you can see also cons as well. There's pros and cons.
yeah,
But
because there's forces always in both directions, and you know it might
yeah,
have been moving in the other direction.
but all that to say, Laurentian University too. Here, a local, you know, a university went bankrupt, and the accountability is two of their top people will retire. So yeah, Holland too was an example that was used. But yeah, so that's they're going to retire. The union saying that we need a little bit more accountability there. And Bill Bunt says, I graduated in 1996, and the problems were there then too. So sad that workers are being shafted by management who mismanaged and set up this downfall. Some moved on, and one manages the hospital.
It's true.
Yeah, I hope to keep an eye on him and how much money is given to him. So, kind of keep an eye on what's going on in the hospital as well. And we did talk about that. Like, do you think that he had any responsibility to what happened at the university?
Well, he's the financial guy, isn't he?
He was the dude. He
So
was the
he is
top,
the dude.
and now he's the top dude at the hospital.
Like, why would he ever get another job?
His name is Dominic Drew, and nobody's talking about it. No media
Well, we need to
questions
talk
it
about it.
at all. And I know he's in a very powerful position. Obviously, you are if you have a job like that. The two jobs that he had, Laurentian and the hospital. So,
Sounds like corruption to me,
well,
Dominic Giroux.
well, again, right? If a university goes bankrupt, well, how did that happen? So, and we will be
How
talking
does a
about the hospital.
university go bankrupt?
This is the thing.
It is a cash cow.
This is the thing.
Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah,
There's a couple things. Well, one of the big things I heard from the inside is that they had, what was it, a very small amount of like actual money making programs.
Well, whose fault
Yeah.
is that?
Well, apparently that was been a tussle between the union and management for many years.
Yeah.
Is that there's all these programs that they're trying to get rid of, but I think there's
couldn't because of the union.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there's
Unions.
there's
Eh?
a lot of minutia in there that's
Yeah.
kind of probably out of the control of like
I'm sure
one
if
person, too.
management's like, hey, union, this is our projection of the timeline. If we keep going the way we're going bankrupt. Is that what you want? I feel like sometimes people aren't putting things like right on paper. We're just
Yeah.
talking about things,
Yeah.
but it's really easy to just find the numbers and show the numbers.
So again, there's a lot of layers to this, and you are right. There were those voices saying, "Look, if we keep doing what we're doing, we're going to go bankrupt." But again, it's such a big institution; it's so systematic that there's so
it's
many
so
layers.
political.
Now, watch. This is a maybe a conspiratorial kind of angle, but something was going on too, along with all these other things. The francophone community wanted their own recognized university in Ontario. There is not one at the moment. So there was a huge push to have a Franco university
Right.
recognized in Ontario, and the current government kind of said there's no need. We already have Laurentian, which is bilingual, and that kind of it suffices. But there's a huge movement, like was that Cambrian College used to be bilingual. There was a huge movement that separated it, and Boreal was formed to have their own francophone college. The same thing was going on at Laurentian. Now look at this in the news. So Sudbury.com reports with the impeding departure of two senior leaders, Laurentian of Northern Ontario, the Northern Ontario Coalition of French Language University calls LU board to hire replacements more in tune with the needs of the francophone population. The headline: New Laurentian admin must support Franco University Coalition.
Mm.
So you see another thing playing out there. So was that a possible reason for the bankruptcy and the push? If you knock down the university, when you rebuild it, we're gonna have our way because we can't do it currently the way that it is.
It's interesting that in any system or any government or any business, sometimes that's the only time where you can change or shift
That's what I mean.
is by breaking it down.
Breaking it
Mhm.
right down. So again,
Even as a human.
right or wrong, we don't know
Right.
whether it's a good thing or bad. It just is what it is.
Or the silver lining
the
to
silver lining.
a crash.
Could that have been one of the reasons why it went bankrupt? Because there was such a strong push from this coalition to have that be the case. Oh yeah, you're not going to give us our university? wait, 1 second. Let's see if I can do this. We're not going to give us our university?
So that okay. No, now. Uh-oh. Leave it on. Oh no.
This is good. Uh-oh.
Oh, there
Okay.
you go.
Oh my goodness. I don't know how to work this thing, and I thought, oh, I came across it yesterday. I thought I could do an evil laugh.
That's fun. Do more of that.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do any more today.
Not today, but that was fun.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, there's applause. Oh my, I'm so sorry, guys. I just didn't know how to press the buttons properly. But if you can see, so that could be a reason. Another reason. This is very layered, right? This
It
whole
is.
Laurentian University thing.
And that headline seems kind of ironic because my impression was that they were offering all the courses in French as well as English there. Is that mentioned? So I could be wrong on that, but I believe that was part of the problem too, is that there's a lot of these courses, spreading it thin, that there's very few because they're forced to offer in French as well as English, that there be sometimes incredibly low enrollment for it. But
No, it's
they
true.
had to offer it as a mandate kind of thing.
Yeah, I Boreal has a low attendance for it. Actually, if it was Cambridge, it wouldn't be. It's not there to make money. It's not making money. It's actually funded mostly. Like it's not because the need isn't there. And I work for an organization that is half Cambrian, half Boreal, and we, as a client comes in, we determine whether they're going to be served in English or French. Everyone who comes in, 90% come in, would rather be served in English, and so they wouldn't even have a program. But they asked them if they went to a French high school or an English high school to see who's going to serve them. If you went to a French high school, you're going to be served in French, and if you went to an English high school, you'll be served in English. And so there is this thing going on that's political. It has to do with language, whether it's good or right or bad or depends on what side you're on. It is a thing regardless. So, yeah. So Laurentian's in the same boat that Cambrian was in. There was a huge movement to separate, and they did, and they got their own college. Now, the one thing I didn't agree with though was on Canada Day one year, and I drove through the parking lot of Boreal. They had the Canadian flag at half mast.
What?
They had all their flags at half mast, meaning it's a day of mourning
Okay.
on Canada Day.
Oh.
So, kind of like the separatist movement in Quebec kind of thing, not really recognizing they're part of Canada. I thought that was a little bit of a political thing. But then I heard of the Indigenous kind of calling for a day of mourning on Canada Day, and I thought maybe it was wrapped up in that.
Mm.
So I don't know. Again, I just observe a lot of things and see, and I go wonder why things are happening. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Because
And we should wonder, and we should
Wonder.
question, and we
Ask.
should be allowed to like
Exactly.
question and wonder
Yep.
and ask the motives, and that should be okay. And
Yep.
that's why this show exists, and that's why I like the show, because
hmm
everybody has different opinions, and we're just interested in what's going on in the city.
And that's a good segue because even with Miles says, we're talking about Laurentian, and he also says that the hospital's a can of worms as well. Made a segue with Dominic Giroux being the former president of Laurentian, and now he's at the hospital. And it says Health Science North is trying to is trying several new initiatives such as voluntary standby, paying staff incentives for call-ins, paying license fees, and new nursing graduates, and inviting recent retirees to come back to help out, to mentor the new staff. Hospital says it's pulling the steps to address staff shortages.
What are they saying? Why is there staff shortages?
So there's staff shortages at the hospital. Health Science North, the largest hospital in Northern Ontario, said it's taking steps to address it. Shortages issue has been the focus of sharp criticism from healthcare unions, politicians, and members of the public through social media. So HSN said new efforts are underway to cope with the shortage and the backlash. This includes things like voluntary standby, paying shift incentives, call-ins, all the things we said. Like other hospitals in Ontario, HSN has been experiencing significant staffing challenges across our organization, particularly over the last 2 months in acute, emergency, and critical care areas. The HSN communications manager, Jason Turnbull, who used to be part of CBC, said. There are many reasons
Mm.
for the current provincial staffing situation, including retirements,
Mm.
people choosing other employment options,
Oh, choosing.
and limited number of new graduates to recruit are the 3 main reasons.
Oh, that's the only reasons.
Yep,
they
that's the
talked about.
reasons. Yep, 3 reasons. Those
Wow.
are the reasons.
Let's just ignore the fact that you fired a bunch of nurses.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, how come
Yeah.
that's not in there?
I know. So
There
is
are
this-
many reasons. The current provincial staffing situation, including retirements, people are choosing other job options, and limited number of new graduates. To
I think
recruit.
that choosing other job options was
Yeah.
like, no, they were forcefully,
Taken out.
yeah, they had
Yeah.
to go find a different job. But it's
Yeah.
just interesting. Like, we know that happened. So why not just put that in the article?
Yeah.
But that's my problem with news. It's
Mhm.
not the full truth.
No, and it might be systematic. Like, what do you think would happen if they actually, a news organization actually ran with that line and said, "Oh, and also because of this,
Yeah.
do they
It
do
would,
they lose their license? Like, is it like
or if
is
they
it like the
admitted,
doctors or kind of thing?
maybe they admit to it, then that can cause, because I know a lot of people are suing their employers.
That might be it might be a legal thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's 14 comments on our Facebook page. Usually only shows 1 or 2, and then you gotta dig. So someone says here, maybe if the hospital started treating the staff with some respect,
True.
would be a good start. And along those lines, Lucy says, my husband was at St. Joseph Continuing Care, loved a certain nurse, favorite nurse, but she was forced to take limited hours due to favoritism of other staff and whatever.
It's so political in
Very
there.
political. So there are some management
And
things
bullying.
going on. Yeah,
Lots of bullying. I'm generalizing, obviously.
yeah. Stop firing people for their vaccine status would be a good start,
Yeah.
Jim says.
Yeah, I agree, Jim.
And that's interesting. Yeah, maybe stop with the mandatory vax, and there would be not a shortage.
But it's just interesting how they're not even bringing this up. It's not even a topic.
Yeah.
Nobody's talking about it. We're just ignoring the big elephant in the room.
Yeah. So journalists who are hired to dig and get reasons for stories don't have that in their story, but just people, everyday people,
No.
are saying, "Hey, have you thought of this?" So there's a problem with journalism if that's the case.
Yeah.
Agreed or not?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of exposing that problem too. That there's like a systematic Overton window to it that you're just not allowed to say certain things. You got to keep it out of the conversation.
So, if you're just an individual that is never speaking to other humans and you're just listening to the news, are you really getting the full picture? So, you have to be very careful at what we read and even listening to us. Like, we're just sharing a portion of the information, we're just having a conversation. So, it's always really good to ask yourself, like, is this the whole truth?
Yeah.
Because does anybody know the whole truth? But there's always some truth missing. And it looks like in the news, we've seen those videos where they're literally regurgitating the exact same words
Yeah.
over 50,000 news.
Yeah.
So
They're
it's
all
not-
saying the same thing, basically.
yeah,
So they're reading from the same script. And where are they getting the script from?
right. Who's giving them the script?
Yeah. That's always,
It's a bit of a concerning.
it always, they used to kind of put on a pedestal the anchor, the news anchor with the deep voice, and here's so-and-so with the most trusted person in the world. And they just read off the teleprompter.
Right.
And, what was it? Jim Carrey was in,
The Truman Show?
that was a good one, for sure. But the news there,
Is that liar, liar?
liar,
Oh,
liar.
liar, liar.
And Steve Carell is trying to take the job, and he's like on the teleprompter, and he's just putting whatever. That's a really good example.
Yeah.
He's just reading whatever's on there,
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's the way journalism has kind of gone.
We're far gone now.
Yeah, and it's people like us, I guess, and other kind of podcasters and whatever that are.
Yeah.
the
And,
ones-
and it's so tied to democracy. Like,
Mhm.
you just don't have one functioning without the other. Like, democracy isn't really democracy if you don't have accurate, fair journalism either, because people can't make
Their own-
rational, reasonable decisions
Right.
because they have a skewed sense of reality, right?
Right. Do you think people have a skewed sense of reality currently?
Yeah, no, I think there was someone in the CIA. What was the quote, Billy? When everyone believes.
Oh, yeah, something about when everyone, I don't know, when everything they know is wrong, then we'll have,
Done our job or
Yeah.
something. We'll know we've done our job when everything everyone believes is a lie. We know we've done our job. Something along those lines. You can look it up on Google. It's interesting. But it's interesting the CIA would say that. Like, why is that one of their mandates to make sure everyone believes a lie?
Well, national security, I think, especially back, it's probably, you could see that happening in like the world wars, where it's like, oh, no, you can't report that because it's a
Yeah.
national security issue.
Yeah.
And then if you take that and run with it, especially if these larger government organizations get compromised by self-serving individuals.
I found it. So it says, this one guy from the CIA says, we'll know our disinformation program is complete when everything the American public believes is false.
There you go. Quote.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
William Casey.
What was
Or
his?
Casey?
Casey.
What was his? He's pretty
CIA.
high level, eh?
Yeah,
Like a
CIA director,
Director.
Yeah.
1981.
That means the grand poobah, the chief, the dude, the boss of the CIA. Our disinformation program, which means they have a disinformation program.
An
You have to-
agenda.
They have a disinformation
push.
program. That's weird. right?
Yeah.
As part of our disinformation program.
Like, I thought you were just keeping the country safe.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we are trying to keep Sudburyans safe on this show, and we're here each and every morning for you on CKLU and on Facebook and YouTube Live. And I figured out the Adam mystery. He's on YouTube, and so that's why his comments aren't being shown on our Facebook
Okay.
Live. So
Adam is real.
Adam is real.
Adam is
He
real.
needs an
Welcome.
apology, yeah.
yes,
Welcome,
sorry,
Adam.
You're not part of the CIA. Okay, love you all. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for being here, Nick, Billy. Stay tuned now, CKLU for Earshot Daily. We'll be back. Thanks to Billy and our new setup. Same time, same place tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Bye-bye.